Right, Mark, you're 3 days at Woodbury Park in Exeter. You talk me through what the plan is while you're away, what sort of stuff you're going to be doing.
Well, you saw this morning we've been able to just keep the lads in each other's company, getting to know each other, bit of team bonding. We came over yesterday lunchtime, did a couple of hours out on the training ground, good surface out there, nice big pitch. Sean's got a lot of work into what we want to do towards building towards the season. Food's brilliant, and then we had a little quiz last night, just a bit of the staff won. On a tiebreaker. It was a surprise team, surprise package, but we managed to hold them off. This morning they were in the gym at 9 o'clock for an hour. Training ground 10:30 till about 12. And we've got lunch. We've got a little bit with Alan, who's here to just to see what we do, and just a bit of psychology with him, just to get him into him to start with. Just let them talk, really. Let them, find a few things out for themselves. And then we're back out on the training ground about 4 o'clock. It just means we can just take our time. It's been invaluable so far, and will continue to be. Sean and I are going to a game tonight. The players will have a bit of free time tonight. Lovely facility, lovely hotel. Even the weather's been brilliant for us. And then we've got a couple of sessions tomorrow, and then we'll get away by about lunchtime, just after lunchtime. But they'll have worked really hard. We'll have got 3 real good days into them, and they've spent time in each other's company, which for me is vital, because we're trying to get that team spirit and that togetherness, and I think mixing them together just will certainly enhance that.
You normally try and leave a free week, don't you, at some point during pre-season? I know you were supposed to play in Cinderford, but does it mean you can work them a little bit harder?
We picked up 1 or 2 knocks against Rovers. That's the reason why 1 or 2 didn't play. And again, same today. We've picked up. We've got 1 or 2 knocks still. So, like I said, I apologise to John. We will make it up to him. We'll play a game at some stage. But it's just important. You have to look after your own sometimes. West Brom unfortunately did it to us, and I didn't want to do it, but it's unfortunately we thought long and hard about it as a group, as a staff, and it was just the best thing for Cheltenham's squad of players right now. I'm still 3 or 4 players short, and hopefully we'll be making inroads into that in the next couple of days. But we had to look after ourselves.
Yeah, you signed 7 now with Amari Sterling-James and Jack Demon, 7 in. So you think 3 or 4 would be the ideal number to complete the squad?
I need at least a forward, a defender, and a second keeper. Decide what we're going to do with that, and hopefully a little bit and something else as well. Possibly a wide player, possibly a midfield player. It just depends. We'll see what we can do. And we're positive that we can get some good business done over the next. So hopefully the next week, because I would like a couple of players in, just to boost everybody and just to boost the squad numbers. We've got a good number, but a lot of them are young. We've got a fair few young boys who are working really hard towards giving themselves a chance of being in and around it.
Yeah, Amari Sterling-James has shown some glimpses in the games, particularly against Evesham. So what was it about him that persuaded you to offer him the 6 months?
Well, he did well against Evesham. I knew he was a decent ability. I spoke to a few people about him, and he just, he's got the ability to do something in the game that excites supporters, that excites the other players around him, inspires the other players around him, and he's got ability. So, we wanted to see him against a better opposition in Rovers, and I thought for 55 minutes, I thought he was great. The threat of a pace, you can see, he's bubbly, he's bright, he's enthusiastic. He wants to. He's got a chance. He's not had a chance before, really, in terms of game time. I can't promise him that, but if he keeps working at the rate that he does and impressing, he will sometime get his chance.
Yeah, do you put him in the McGlashan mould, or is he that sort of player?
Different player to Jermaine. Jermaine was probably a bit more explosive. Amari's a bit more. He's dynamic, but he's not as. I wouldn't have said he was as quick so far. I haven't seen that lightning pace, but he has got that threat where he can go and behind. But he's also, his game intelligence is pretty decent as well. So he's a good young player. Like I say, he realises you don't get too many chances, and he's not that he's had a few, but he's not happened for him elsewhere. He stepped down into non-league, desperate to give himself a chance, and he's proved himself, we think, over a 3-week period. You know, there's going to be times when he needs to have a look at it and stuff like that, but you know, we're hopeful that he can just add something to the squad that we've got.
Yeah, what can you say about the Jamie Curison situation? You did make him an offer.
Yeah, like I said, we'll just like I said to you earlier, we'll just see it on that one. I've got a meeting tomorrow with a player, and that'll determine where I go with a couple of others. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Right. We know you've got a centre half you're trying to bring in, experienced one, and then the striker, whether it's Curison or somebody else. And then is it going to be loans after that? Do you think? Or
one of them might include a loan. You know, I'm talking to a couple of clubs about a couple of loans, just whether they come off or not. So no, trying to get in a defender of our own, a bit more of a senior defender that would be good for us. Got 2 or 3 options. I've met one. I'm meeting another tomorrow. Should know more in the next couple of days. But I'm trying to also talk to a couple of clubs about a couple of loans. Already done so about a couple of loans. Younger players who would fit in perfectly to what we're trying to do.
Yeah, you having a look at Richard Jones, ex-Walsall young goalkeeper, and is that just to see what he's like, see how he gets on?
You know, we decided that we weren't going to offer Ben McNamara or anything, and we just felt it was unfair on Ben to keep using him and bringing him down. I thought he'd done great, but it just, for whatever reason, it just wasn't right for us. And great kid, decent keeper. We just felt it wasn't what we're fitting into the criteria that we needed. So we're having a look at Richie. He's a young, hungry goalkeeper. Stevie has been very impressed with him. Got really decent hands, really decent ability. We just got to see where we go. We've got a couple of options, loan ones as well, that we're looking at. So we've just got to decide whether we take one of our own, as a Richie, or we go for the loans that may be available to us.
Yeah, and Bingham and Curtis are both down here with you these training at the moment, the 2 trial lads.
We felt they did enough in the Leamington game to see that. Joe's got an excellent left foot. He can play as a midfield player, or he can play further up as one. And Rakesh, you know, there's talent there as a young striker. So again, we'll see where we go after the weekend, probably with them too.
Yeah, I think you've got 4 friendlies left, 2.5 weeks before the first competitive game. You happy with where you are at the moment?
Yeah, like I said, I would have liked to have taken a squad to Cinderford for Bruffy and for his club, but unfortunately I think the right decision has been to get 3 really good days' work in here. The boys are going to work really hard tomorrow, and we're going to take the balls away properly, so we give them a little bit of a blast, and so we know that they can have Thursday off, knowing that most of the hard work, the hard graft in terms of the running and the endurance stuff is completed, and you know, hopefully we can kick into the weekend with almost a clean bill of health.
Yeah, but how's Sean doing? Because he's had a couple of weeks with the players.
Yeah,
he's
been really good. Yeah, been really good. I've enjoyed working with him so far, and I don't, you know, that won't be a problem. He's got some really good ideas. It's you know, it's different, and that was always going to be the case. And it's given me other things to concentrate on, and that's suited me fine so far.
Yeah, right. Cheers, Mark.
All right.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Cheers for that.